Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you for stopping by today. That was nice and warm, good coffee. What I was thinking about today and what this episode is about is that I was wandering around and fell down a black hole on YouTube and was there for hours watching episodes about people wanting to get their ex back. And I thought, this is a lot of information, a lot of people wanting to get their ex back. And I started thinking about my own personal experiences, friends' experiences, client experiences. Some of them keep in touch after they've been in a relationship, and sometimes stuff happens and sometimes they go back with an ex. Things, the world's a crazy place. Love wants what the heart wants, I suppose. And I did have some thoughts and things that I've said to clients and to my own self over the years, and I wanted to share with you just a few thoughts that I had on giving him one more chance. If that's at all interesting, I hope you'll stick around. That's up right now. As I said, there are a million videos out there on how to get your ex back. I'm not doing that video. I just had a few things that I wanted you to think about before you also went down that hole and watched all those videos on getting your ex back. I wanted you to think about whether you truly do want your ex back and when that might be a worthwhile use of your time, and just some things to think about ahead of time before you give it all that effort. And the first one has to do with, it's actually my pet peeve, people who don't take personal accountability. It's always somebody else's fault. They're never to blame. And I just want to make sure that if you are seeking out your ex again, that this person is being accountable for the behavior that led you to not be with them in the first place, if it was them. If the reason things didn't work out had anything at all to do with their behavior, their attitudes, things they did, they said, or didn't, then I want to make sure that there's truly been a change. Has this person done the work to be a better partner to you at this point in time that they couldn't have been back then? Did they grow? Did they go to therapy? Have they changed in some way? Is there a way that you can test that out? Are they taking responsibility for part of what happened? I always say that when a marriage ends, and this could be like a marriage, this relationship, I don't know, but it never ends because of one person. And I always ask when I'm screening people, have you done the work to figure out what role you played in the end of your marriage? Because I don't want to fix up somebody with one of my awesome clients who hasn't done the work and is going to make their same mistakes over again. So make sure that they've done the work. That would be step number one. Think about that before you decide if you want to get your ex back. And the second half of that same equation is, what are you going to do differently? Have you changed? Have you grown? Did you figure something out and learn that that was not the way to go about having a relationship and you're going to be very different in that regard? Have you taken responsibility and taken accountability for your part in what went wrong? And is there a way that you can show this person? Maybe you need to write this out on a piece of paper and be able to show enumerated list of the things that didn't work out that were your bad and what you're thinking you would like to do differently. And if not showing it to the other person, at least you can have it to look at it and think, can I follow through on these changes? Are these things I wanted to change about myself, not changes that I made because that's the only way this relationship is going to work, or that's what this person wanted of me? I don't want you changing for somebody else. I want you to be your awesome self, unless it's a change that you feel you need to make that would make you better and your life in general better, not just one relationship better. And then when you put the two of you together, have you had a conversation about what your expectations are this second time around? What's the plan? And how much time are we going to allow for this plan to see if it's going to be different this time? So before you just run out and say, I want you back, I want to do this again, you're not with this person now. Something wasn't working. You need to know what it was. You have to share this internal dialogue or what was in your note with the other person, and you have to both agree on what your expectations are, not just of each other, but of yourself, to make sure that you're really, really aligned on the same page if you're going to give this another shot. So before you spend 6 hours watching YouTube videos, no, I wasn't there that long, then look through these 3 things. And I also had a couple disclaimers or things that I wanted to add here that I thought about. And that would be, if this person, you figured out in your time apart that this person was a narcissist or was emotionally abusive or was an addict, then there has to be more than just a decision between 2 people. This person has to have professional help before you should want to try again, because trying again means not repeating the mistakes that were made the first time around. And if nothing has changed in those 3 areas, then for sure you're going to be repeating the same thing and just end up a year later or 6 months later in the same exact spot you are now. And that's just a waste of precious time where you could be moving on and meeting somebody who you could start fresh with and might have all the qualities you want and none of the things that didn't work out with this person the first time around. Next, I just wanted to remind you that you come first before any relationship. So I want to make sure that you are putting yourself where you need to be in your priorities, and you know that your needs, your wants, and respect and your boundaries are what you deserve. So you are never going to sacrifice those to be with another person. And finally, I wanted to mention that if there was any physical abuse in this relationship, just no, just not for you. Move on. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give the episode a thumbs up. I hope you will subscribe so that we can hang out again soon. And if you hit that ring bell, then you'll be notified every time a new episode goes live. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, thanks again and have a good one.